Hey guys, what's up? Welcome here to Dragon Ball. Today we're giving you guys another Dragon Ball Super review. Predictions coming tomorrow. I was going to have a double upload today, but I'm running kind of low on time, so we're going to do that alongside my Q&A Wednesday, which is tomorrow. And I want to say I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Of course, if you celebrated Christmas, hopefully you got everything you wanted. I got some pretty awesome stuff. And even if you didn't celebrate Christmas, regardless, hopefully you had a nice weekend. But episode 72, late in this review because I was not home for the holidays, actually with my dad, visiting him and his girlfriend's family. So that was fun, but 40 seconds into this, let's go ahead and get into this review now, shall we? Episode 72 was an interesting episode. As we know, the presentation, for the most part, was not very stellar, was it? There's even a scene where Whis' staff, basically half of the staff has even forgotten to be drawn in. But just, let me get this out of the way. The presentation of this episode was not solid. It was okay in some parts, and some parts actually looked pretty good. But that's some parts. And overall, it was a little bit disappointing, but it's what I expected. It didn't actually hurt the episode too much, surprisingly, though. This episode was very fun to watch and had a lot of really cool information and stuff about Hit that I liked a lot about it. But obviously the episode started off with Goku getting revived from his own Ki Blast, and again, it just shows how intelligent of a fighter Goku really is to be able to plan ahead so far as to have a Ki Blast. You can see how, I mentioned this in my review, you can see how he deliberately points this Ki Blast up in the air and aims it perfectly so it'll land back down. And this is something even Piccolo understands, that, oh, he put the Ki Blast up in the air to revive himself. He realizes that when Goku gets the Ki Blast coming back down. So it shows a lot of intelligence. I was getting asked, why doesn't the Ki Blast keep going farther? I don't think it's that difficult for Goku to be able to figure out how to make the Ki Blast drop after a certain amount of time. I don't really think that's anything that's too difficult for him to do, really. It's not something out of his abilities, really. Hit in this episode was very fun to watch because obviously him and Goku start fighting if you saw the episode. And I'm not going to talk too much about the summary of the episode this time because, again, I am late here and I don't really feel like talking about the summary for this one necessarily, or a lot of the bits that happen. It's more of a, like my episode 70 review, where I kind of just reviewed the general quality of the episode and what I thought. Keeps it a little bit short for you guys. It really had a nice vibe with him and Goku fighting, Hit and Goku, because Hit, it starts off, oh, I never miss a target, you're supposed to be dead, and that turns into, okay, I'm actually really enjoying myself here. Like, Hit's really starting to enjoy his fight, and even though this is like a 2-episode little mini story, and by the way, for 2 episodes, they got a lot in here, actually. They really did. Last episode and this episode, there's a lot going on, and they did a lot right, and it was a solid two set of episodes, I suppose. It's kind of weird. It almost feels like it was starting to be a mini arc, but it's really not. It's, like I said, 2 episodes, but they filled a lot in those 2 episodes. But I like the Hit starting to enjoy to fight Goku, and it's not like he didn't before, but again, the thing about this is it's an assassination job, right? He has no idea who. Well, he knows that Vados hired him because obviously, if you've seen the episode, Vados is the one that hired Hit through an alternate client, and I'll talk about that later, which I think that's cool as well, who the actual client is that has Vados get Hit for him. But I like that Hit's treating it as a target, but then is starting to be like, this is really fun fighting Goku. Goku's trying to figure out Hit's new powers and all that stuff, trying to get the edge off him, and I didn't think Goku would have a chance in this whole episode. We get more scenes of Vegeta training, which are cool, I guess, but they don't really add a whole lot. They're kind of just sidetracking, but they don't bring the episode down. It's a very high-paced action episode the whole way through. I like that Vegeta was making up this thing about steaks with Granny's secret sauce that he was going to put out, which was a complete fabrication by him. I like that Goten was trying to avenge Goku, even though Goku had gotten up, but Goten's like, I'll beat Hit up for you. It was all very cool to see little tidbits like this. It had some good writing, and I didn't have a whole lot of problems, aside from really the way the presentation was. but just regardless of that presentation, I was just surprised to see how much I enjoyed myself. I like the scene where Goku's fighting Hit, and he's like, why am I shaking? And Hit says, you're scared. And Goku says, maybe so. I just thought that was cool to see, like, Goku being afraid, because I would probably say the last time we saw that was maybe when he was up against Super Buu inside of Buhan's body. And a lot of people say, like, oh, Goku could have beaten Super Buu. Listen, if you look at the manga, it's pretty obvious Goku wants nothing to do with Super Buu. I know it's a little irrelevant for me to bring up that little claim, but if I don't, people are going to argue with me. And they're going to argue with me either way, but look at the manga, it's pretty obvious Goku is a little bit afraid of Buu, talking about how he has no chance to beat him. And even here, he might think he has a chance against Hit. And obviously, if you see later in the episode, he does find a way to beat Hit, and actually, it doesn't seem like it's really that difficult. He just kind of breaks through Hit's time skip or time abilities. I don't think they call it anything else besides time skip here, so even though he's like stopping time, from what I'm gathering, it's still the time skip, I guess? I don't really know. Vados talking about how the time skip worked, which, considering what I would assume this is all coming from Toei Animation, right? This is not a Toriyama little mini story. From what we know, from what we can guess, right? I don't think it's something that's going to be in the manga. I don't think it's from Toriyama. I like the stuff they came up with here. The stuff with Vados saying how Hit's time skip works. And maybe Toriyama could have made the information up as well. We just don't know. I'm just guessing it's from Toei. But she talks about how when he does the time skip, he stores the time within him. He stores the time he's skipping and the time that he was in, I think is what they were saying. And he stores that he can go from each place in time as if it's like a parallel universe type of thing. That's what I gathered. And even Shampa's like, oh, it sounds so cool, but I don't understand it. And that's kind of how I feel. It's not too hard to grasp, but I am not very intelligent, so I guess it's very difficult for me. But Beerus and Whis, Vegeta all come down to witness exactly what's going on here, to see this fight, and they have a little show. And Goku kind of figures out how to defeat Hit, and that's just by powering up a lot. Breaking. I think this is the one thing that was cool to see, but it was kind of like stupid that it was this simple, as Goku just powers up to an immense power to break through Hit's time skipping dimension parallel universe, and it looked cool. That actually did look visually pleasing, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, I was so confused by it. He Kamehamehas right through it, and again, it looked awesome, and then they're both kind of knocked out, so I guess you could say it was a tie, but it was such an easy little workaround to his whole unique technique that Hit has. I just thought it was a little silly that it was like that. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. But we know that, we learned that the real person that actually was behind the assassination attempt on Goku was Goku. A lot of people actually predicted this too. And I'm not going to lie, I might sound like an asshole. I thought when some of you guys were saying that it was going to be Goku, I'm like, that sounds stupid. But props for predicting it, because I never would have thought that would have been the case. And I mean, it kind of makes sense when you think about it. So maybe I guess I'm the idiot technically now, aren't I? And it's a really nice ending to the episode. Hit's talking about, Son Goku, does my mission have a time limit? I would like to take my time with this, killing you. And it's just a nice little ending to it, just showing Hit's so friendly with Goku. I just love it, because Hit's a cold-blooded assassin from what we understand. No morality really, but he really has Goku. We know that Goku has just this special effect on people. He really does. If you have even a little bit of good in your heart, you're going to love Goku. It's just how he is in the series, and he has this effect on people, and it's always nice to see that happen. It really is. So I really did enjoy the episode. And the last thing I want to talk about here is the scene where they're fighting in the forest. I thought that was a really awesome scene, especially for like Dragon Ball, because Goku's sitting there mysteriously wondering where exactly Hit is. Hit has a bunch of clones of himself that kind of duplicate Ki. So he's like has energy all over basically, and I thought that was a cool scene. It was very, I guess you could. It really was a little suspenseful, even though I wasn't too worried for Goku. But the way it was done was very cool with the forest, I thought. So those are my thoughts on the episode. I know I didn't give a perfect summary. It was a little bit off. It's like 3 in the morning, so cut me a little slack, please. I would have done my webcam as well, but if I did webcam, it would have been like super dark in here. I really wanted to. I didn't want to do like one picture or a few pictures, however many I do here, but I am kind of crunching down on time. And I do have some cool videos for you guys this week. Hopefully you do enjoy them. Hopefully you enjoyed this video as well. Please drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. And if you disliked it, hell, I don't really care. Leave a dislike. And tell me why I didn't like it. And maybe I can improve for next time. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you later.